Happy Valentine's Day! Because today we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day inspired set. However, it is not going to be all about Valentine's Day. You can wear it any time of year and you can pretty much apply what I'm going to be showing you and trying to teach you on anything, really. Because it's more about the techniques. It's going to be a lot of hand painted detail work, hand lettering. So we're going to bring in some of my old skills from my crafty days. I should say from like bullet journaling days ago. However, if you are a younger generation, you have no idea what cursive is, so that will be very interesting for you. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Hopefully someday, eventually, maybe, probably not. But I will cut myself off. Thank you, Madam Glam, for the products that you did send. Let me give you the legal disclaimers here. I have received some of the products I'm about to show you for free from Madam Glam. However, other products I'm about to show you, I have paid for out of pocket. If you'd like to know which ones were which and see the rest of what I received from Madam Glam, please watch the live. That's about now 3 lives ago. You'll see it in the live section, bottom, unboxing / haul / swatching live. It's fun. It was really fun. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now and let you get to the good stuff. So we are going in with our trusty Madam Glam base coat. So the little clear clip that I just put on my finger is what I use to help keep my extremely high sidewalls that are usually just in the way, out of the way. So you can get these clips in any of the polygel kits. You can even get them by themselves like I did, but they have the perfect amount of tension to them so they don't cut off all the circulation in my finger, but they also still hold back my sidewalls just enough. So back to our base coat on all of the nails. And then you're gonna see I clean up a little bit. I just want to make sure that I am nowhere near my cuticles or skin. General rule, I should say rule number 1, always, gel products, better safe than sorry. Stay away from the skin. Just stay away. And if you're thinking that you may have accidentally touched it, even accidentally, or if you're just too close for comfort there, jump on in with one of cleanup brushes. I love these ones that I just recently got. Yeah, I just clean up just in case. And even though, of course, Madam Glam's products are so much safer because they are HEMA-Free, yay, and toxin-free, vegan, cruelty-free, all of that awesome goodness, just in case you didn't know. Regardless of that, I still don't want it on my skin because I don't need any additional allergies. All right, so now we're going in, same thing with the clips, but with Madam Glam's Playa, which I have to say, at first I was not a super big fan of, and then I just kind of fell in love with it. It's a perfect semi-translucent, semi-opaque, slightly peachy tinted pink nude. And it really just goes so well over this cover pink that one coat. And it's just, to me, it's my perfect favorite nude color. Honestly, now I love it. So I just keep going in and hit all 5 fingers with that. Cure again. And then I'm actually going in now with Casual Friday. I'm going to be using both Cream Silk and Casual Friday. They are both a nice glitter nude, but the Casual Friday has larger, more chunky glitters than the Cream Silk. The Cream Silk's more of a fine glitter. And because I'm going to be going over these with a matte top coat before I do my art on it, it will knock back some of that glitter and like the shiny shimmeriness. So I like the extra thick glitter from the Casual Friday for that purpose, so that when it's matte top coated, it still can have that beautiful like iridescence, glitteriness visible to the eye. So that is why. But we are still going to be using the Cream Silk later on. You will see that. So I'm going to put that on all and cure. So then we're going to go in with the Madam Glam Velvet Matte Top Coat, which I will say is hands down my favorite matte top coat. Perfect matte gel you can ask for, especially for art, any hand painting, etc. on your nails. You're going to want a matte top coat first. It will allow it to go on nice and smoothly without bleeding. We're going to cure it. Of course, that one's matte top coat, so we don't have to wipe that one. So now I actually am going in with kind of a little bit of a custom mix. It is actually Madam Glam's Black Pudding Gel. Because unfortunately I didn't have any more of their old formula of their black detail paint. And I hate to say that I don't recommend anybody ever order their new regular black detail paint. I will be trying out their 3D one, but the new black, white, rose gold silver and gold, I believe, all have MMA in it. I'm not sure why. I don't know what the heck. As far as I knew, it's banned from the FDA, so I don't know. But I'm staying far away from it, and I cannot, in good conscience, recommend those particular products to anybody. Hopefully, they will rectify this seemingly pretty large error. But either way, so I took the black pudding gel and I mixed it actually with my HONA HEMA-Free and hypoallergenic black detail paint, which is quite a bit thinner, but has a nice shine to it. So having the thickness and opacity of the black pudding gel with the nice thin, shiny, no wipe aspect of the detail paint just worked out really, really well for this. And then, of course, I'm using my favorite liners, which are the Melody Susie liner brushes. So my trick for nail art is really knowing the right length brush to use, if that makes sense. So for stuff like this, hand lettering things, because they're so small with a lot of tight curves, you don't really want to go in with a brush bigger probably than like 11 millimeters. So I kind of skip between the 7, 9, and 11, I think, just depending on which aspect I'm trying to do. And then if you don't know much about hand lettering, I will give you just kind of the basic knowledge of how it's supposed to work from my experience, is that the up strokes are thin, the down strokes are thick. It's really simple if you just think about it like that. So you basically would take your script / cursive, whatever kind of nice little pretty font you would want to do, but you just make sure your upstrokes are thin and your downstrokes are thicker. Your connecting lines, I have always been taught and with experience found it's easier to not put them in until you have your letters already down. So you'll notice that I didn't really connect the two letters until after the fact, because if I had drawn the connecting line first, there would have been a good chance that I wouldn't have left myself either enough space for that O, or I would have put it a little wonky in comparison, or something else wrong with it. So I like to do the letters and then do the connecting lines. And I just think that it flows a lot cleaner, and then they're more even and precise. So yeah, I mean, that's basically just it. I'm going in with it as well as I can without trying to be too OCD about it, because I do end up going back in to touch it up later after the next steps. So I'm just doing the one finger at a time. The LO, I cured that, and then I just quickly wiped my other fingers with the same rubbing alcohol acetone mix, just because I'm pretty sure I had probably touched some of my other nails at some point, and we don't need oil interfering. Right now I'm going in with the same paint mix that I created and my liner brush, and I'm just getting those really tiny little curves for the V. Same thing though. So thicker down strokes and lighter up strokes. And then we're gonna get the V and the E in and then connect them, and then draw little lines to go off the nails. I try to make them as even across from each other as possible between the LO and the VE. I mean, trying to make them line up with your hand open, depending on how far apart your middle finger and your pointer finger is probably not very reasonable to try and do. It's hard to do those little tiny curves. That's why I love the matte top coat too, because if you do make a mistake, which you'll see, I've made a few, you can just go right in with your same rubbing alcohol and IPA mix and a brush and or a no lint wipe, just lightly dampened, and just take it right off. It's like easy erase. And then you just go right back in. It literally takes a few seconds to air dry, and then you just go right back in and you just do it again. And you can keep doing that as often as you really need to get what you want. I obviously don't recommend that you get ridiculously OCD like I often do and do that like 20 to 50 times over. Just, realize that it's a tiny little nail, and what we see ourselves is not going to likely be seen by anybody else's naked eye. I mean, even if they were to look at it closely.
Before anything else, I mean, obviously continue watching, but while you watch it, go down there. And no, not ask me to subscribe or anything like that. No. I'll take while you're down there. Just kidding. No, go down there, wherever the comments section is, right? And enter in there whether you think you prefer
Matte, top coat, nice and matted with a more iridescent sparkle, glimmer, I should say. When the light reflects and you can see it, but otherwise just nice and sleek, classy, or more classic gloss. The classic glossy top coat, super shiny, super sparkly, it's bling bling. Right now, I'm gonna give you a second here. Good type on me. Because as we move on, because I promise not to talk forever, although I definitely could, you are going to reply to your own comment. I know, it's gonna seem weird. I think I've done it before, it felt pretty awkward. Everyone wants to respond to their own comment.
Go back down at the very end and let me know if seeing both of them changed your mind and why. I know that's a hard one. Why?
So we're going to clear that one and do the same thing. Just wipe, just in case, because even though it has the detail paint in it, with the no wipe properties because of the pudding gel, I just want to make sure I wipe off any potential tacky layer / inhibition layer. And now I'm going to finally go into a little heart. I wanted to do something that matched the hand lettering / script feel instead of just a simple, like just heart. I wanted it to be kind of, scripty. So I gave myself that challenge of lots of curves. I did go in a lot lighter on this layer than the others because we're going to be filling it in and putting in a layer of iridescent sparkles around it and whatnot. I didn't really want to go in and spend too much time on it now, because I'm just going to go right back over it in a little bit anyways. So I just wanted to get the general shape. And even then I still did a little screw up there, but that's okay. It just shows you that it's pretty simple to just clean it up and go right back in. I love that. Now you could do that technically without the matte top coat under it, but you then risk slowly degrading and removing that layer of polish underneath it. And while yes, you are also doing that to the top coat, it's a lot more durable. That's why generally it's recommended to file your top coat off before soaking your polishes off. So then, after curing, we're going to go in with our Cosmic Sparkle. I believe it's called Cosmic Sparkle. And I'm trying to just get this beautiful iridescent purpley chunky glitter goodness around where I lettered, not inside the heart, but around it. Obviously, you can see I failed a little bit there, so I'm going to end up cleaning it up. But I really want to just chunkify, glitterify, chunkify all around that really nice, beautiful black outlines and lettering. So I'm just throwing as much of that chunky, gorgeous iridescent glitter all over it and trying to avoid the actual black lines as much as I can. And now I'm going to go in and just quickly wipe them clean and make sure the inside of the heart's clean, just so that nothing, especially chunky glitter, is hard to paint over. That's why it was a good idea to not top coat over the Casual Friday, because it would have been very hard to get such precise lines over it without the matte top coat. So I'm just going to clean that off and then cure, and then wipe off the inhibition layer and go back in. We're gonna do it again. I'm also trying to build up a little bit of actual dimension on the nail. That's why. So I do want these to be a little 3D in a sense, where they're slightly lifted, almost like an embossed look. So now I'm going to go in and do the actual, downstroke thickening and the upstroke retouching and all of that, and make this heart look like it's perfection. You can see me contortioning into all the funniest angles trying to get these curves. I will tell you, I struggle with hearts for some reason. I mean, I've gotten better, but it's definitely a challenge, especially to try and keep it on the screen. So I apologize. I probably didn't get the best angles for you guys for this. I tried my absolute hardest though. So please show me a little grace with that one. It was fun playing contortionist though, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm just going in again and just darkening it up. I didn't like that it wasn't quite thick enough on the downstrokes. I couldn't really quite tell the difference between the down and the up. So I like there to be a pretty distinct difference. And that's really what makes it like that hand lettered look. Pure. And now we're going into our very, very fun thumb, which is probably one of the funnest nails I've ever done. I have to admit, like, I love this nail. This is going to be our little envelope exploding glitter. Basically, it is a glittergram. I really hope that's not still copyrighted or anything like that. I remember being a business back in the day, and it used to be a bad thing. I think you'd pay somebody to send it to somebody you didn't like. I think it was. It was, I think, kind of ingenious idea. I don't think it lasted, but it was funny. Yes, so we're going in and we're just creating this really cute little envelope. I'm trying to make them a little darker and thicker on the parts that would be closest to us. So it adds a little bit more depth and dimension. So like that bottom flap of the envelope, I do apologize because I had to record it upside down. I tried to get my hand and arm to turn the other way. It just was not going to happen. And while, yes, I could have tried to flip the whole camera around, the angle was not right for it. So this is where we are. That's okay though. You can still see it. It's an upside down glittergram. It's fine. But yeah, so I'm just going to go in and I tried to thicken up the lines that would be like the front of the envelope more and leave the back end where we're going to cover it with glitter anyways a little lighter, but still leave that same outline of the envelope. And then just go in and touch up, and there we are, and cure. And we're going to go in now with our Glam Resolution, which is from one of their newer releases. And I love me some good glittery gold. I really do. So I'm just packing on the gold on my pointer finger here. We're going to do a glitter ombre with the Glam Resolution and the cream silk. So I'm just patting some down, and then I'm grabbing my ombre brush just to bring it down even more, really fading it out. We already had put on the Casual Friday one, but I actually wanted this one just to have a little differentness to it. So I go in after with the cream silk. And I'm going to ombre that one back up into the Glam Resolution that I just ombre down. And that really just gives it a much smoother ombre and a little extra glitter. I really liked it. Anyways, we're going to wipe those. And then I'm going in with the Glam Resolution on my glitter bomb envelope, glitter gram basically, over here. And I am just making it look like it's exploding glitter. And turning again, wiping it. And just going in now again with the Glam Resolution to my heart. And we're going to fill up my little baby heart with tons of little golden glitters. And we're just going to try and stay in lines as best as we can. Not a big deal if we can't, we can always clean it up. But also because we added a couple extra lines on top of each other and added a little bit of depth, it does make it easier to keep inside the lines. It's almost like a little wall barrier there. So it worked out pretty well. This part was a mistake in a sense. I grabbed my bubble scribbles thinking I was going to put a cute little pink heart on here, which you'll see I did. But not only was it really, really hard to get a heart this small, because as you can tell, I keep my thumb particularly shorter than my other nails because I have a 2-year-old and nobody needs to be changing diapers with a thumbnail that long. Let me just say that. But it was too light and I couldn't see it. I didn't like that. So I ended up bringing in Miss Dorothy and going right over that heart. I kept in that part though, in case you decide you want to look lighter pink, you want something a little more subtle, and to also see that we all make mistakes. I make plenty of them and it's really easy to rectify. So even then, after curing, I could not get the heart to look heart shaped enough. So I grabbed my, I think it was like cream silk or no playa, I think it was, and I just put a little bit of like a dot line in the middle of that like top part of the heart, just to kind of give it that actual like that V shape at the top of the heart it's supposed to have, because it just was not looking like a heart. So that helped quite a bit. Cured that, and now I can say I'm pretty darn happy with the glitter gram there. And then I'm just going to go back in one more time. Yes, I know again, but I do think that it's worth it to take the extra time and go back in with our black detail paint and black pudding mix, black pudding gel mix, I should say. And you see, yeah, I still mess up and easy to wipe clean. And then this is when I go in and I touch up and thicken up a little bit of the lines and things on the LO and VE and make sure that none of the other glitter was overlapping any of those dark colors because I want those to be pretty stark compared to the rest of the nail. They are the focal pieces on those nails. Then I cure, and they are looking pretty dang good. And then I'm going to put a final, I should say, was going to be a final layer of the velvet matte top coat over all of them. Yes, even the glitter and the black lettering. Which I would normally say, if you want them to stand out, you don't need to do this, only over your glitter. And I would probably just go over those with a glossy top coat. That way those are still safe and preserved. But your detail paint that was, well, mine was a no wipe, doesn't really need it. But there we go. Pure and beautiful. And then I actually guess I decided to go back in and put more glitter on because, of course, when the matte top coat goes on, it does knock the glitter back a bit. And I was like, no, I want more glitter. So I went in and added a little bit more to that ombre nail just to make it a little bit more of a dramatic ombre. And we're going to drag it out a little bit again. Cure it. And then we're going to do the same thing. Go back into our heart. Same thing. Add a little bit more dimension, a lot more glitters. It does look so pretty. Sorry, I just think it looks so pretty. And then we're going to make that glitter envelope, glitter gram, whatever you want to call it, even more explosive, even more glittery. Yeah, I love it. It's a lot of glitter. And then we're going to cure them. And we're going to wipe them. And look at those things. So these are how I would have left them if I was going to have kept them matte. But then I decided I couldn't help myself. I couldn't resist. So I really wanted to go in and try them glossy with a lot of rhinestones and charms and bling. And you know what I mean? I really wanted to even dress them up even more than they already are. So I couldn't resist. So we're going in with Madame Clem's No Wipe Glossy Top Coat. Now, if I had known I was going to continue doing this, I wouldn't have done it in this particular order. So if you're going to do it this way, you can save yourself some time and not do that last matte top coat and just go in with the glossy. And then you probably won't even need to go in with more glitter with the Glam Resolution. But hey, I'm always out for more glitter regardless. Um, and then I also probably would not have done what I'm doing with the glossy top coat before I put on the gemstones because I do not have a specific HEMA-Free rhinestone glue gel. I end up using my Red Iguana clear hard gel to put them on. And while they did a pretty good job holding up, because I did not seal them in after the fact, which I highly recommend you go back in with another layer of glossy top coat after you get these all on and really seal them in. Just make sure you only go around your rhinestones because it will kind of take away from that shine by the self-leveling of it. Takes away some of the cuts on those rhinestones, which then stops the light reflecting and they're just not as shiny. Sorry, that was a very long explanation. Top coat on top of rhinestones means less shiny awesomeness. So you'd want to just make sure you're careful to either wipe it off after or to avoid it to begin with. So I'm going in anyways now with some of these little charms and rhinestones. I basically just grabbed one little gold heart that I had found that I thought was so cute, and I'm pressing it in my little pressy tool thing, which just so happens to be a heart itself too. Go figure. And then I wiped some of that excess wax that I had gotten on it because it was being a real pain. And I could not get it to stay anywhere or anything. And then you'll see I pulled out my flash carrying lamp for these. And then this one I did reinforce and threw some more hard gel on it just to make sure that it's really stuck on there. And then I did a full cure. And now I'm going to grab my rhinestones. And this is a nice mix of some red champagne and some really gorgeous glass clear AB crystal rhinestones. Now, I will give you my own personal recommendation where when I shop for rhinestones now, no, I know at least, I look specifically for glass, not resin or plastic, because the glass rhinestones not only have a really good weight to them that just make them a lot easier to handle in general, but they are usually cut nicer and cleaner, and they just have this shine and brilliance to them that the resin and plastic ones just tend to not have. They're really hard to tell the difference from unless you're really looking, I guess. But for me, I can tell, and I won't normally buy anything but glass now. So you can just look for any glass flat back rhinestones, and that's going to be the ones you'd want to get. And then I clean the tops off, make sure there's no wax or any additional hard gel stuck to the other side. Cure them and move on to the next ones because I do put quite a few. I kind of tried to pre-plan where this was going to go, but some of them was just winging it. But I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. And yeah, I definitely struggled with some of them. So you see with the tweezers and the rhinestone picker and the little pusher thing. But we got there in the end, so that's what matters. I tried to just very strategically place very few of the little red ones and then mix the champagne ones with the crystal clear AB rhinestones. And then a flash cure in between. And then I'm literally going to put just the mother load of rhinestones on this glitter gram. Like I am going to load it up so that not only is it exploding glitter, it's exploding rhinestones too. And I have to say, this nail really just makes me so happy. Like, I don't know why. It just makes me smile. I think it is fabulous. I want to make exploding glitter gram nails all the time now. Like every set, I'll just figure out a way to make it match somehow. No, I don't know. But I really do love that nail. So yeah, there's not really much rhyme or reason, just kind of being asymmetrical about it. Cure, and voila, wipe them free. And look at how beautiful. I do wish that, of course, the camera could catch the iridescence of that cosmic sparkle underneath it. But let me tell you, in person, oh, it does. It does. It does, and it did. It's really, really pretty. Anyways, hope we had fun. And I would love to see what you do with any of these techniques. Are you going to hand letter? I think you should.
Shakas! Yeah, well, hi, aloha! Aloha! Oh yeah, two hands! Two hands, aloha! Yeah.